What is an equity multiplier? How do you interpret the results? Is a high ratio good or bad? First, a look under the hood of company financing. There are two primary sources of financing for a company: debt and equity. Debt financing refers to funds raised through borrowing, such as through the issuance of bonds or bank loans. On the other hand, equity financing involves funds raised by investors in the form of shares in the company. In simple terms, debt financing is like using a credit card to buy something, while equity financing is akin to using your savings. Both have their pros and cons, and companies often use a combination of both to fund their operations and growth. Now, let's meet our main character, the equity multiplier, also known as the debt-to-equity ratio. This financial ratio is a measure of leverage, indicating the proportion of a company's assets that are financed by debt compared to equity. It's calculated by dividing the company's total liabilities by its total equity. This gives us a clear picture of how much debt a company has used to finance its assets. For example, if a company has $1 million in assets and $500,000 of that is financed by debt, then the equity multiplier would be 0.5. So the question you might be burning to ask: how do you interpret the results? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. It all depends on the industry you're in. Some industries are more leveraged than others. For example, utilities and real estate tend to be highly leveraged due to the heavy reliance on debt financing to fund large infrastructure projects. On the other hand, consumer staples and technology companies often have lower multipliers due to their lower capital expenditure needs. Generally, a higher equity multiplier indicates a company is more leveraged, meaning it's using more debt to finance its assets. This can be both good and bad. Leverage can magnify both the rewards and risks of a company's operations. While a highly leveraged company may enjoy higher profits during good times, it can also face a greater risk of bankruptcy during downturns. Speaking of which, the equity multiplier is a key component of the DuPont analysis, a powerful tool for dissecting a company's return on equity. By breaking down the return on equity into three components: the equity multiplier, profit margin, and asset turnover, the DuPont analysis provides a comprehensive view of a company's profitability drivers. This framework helps identify areas for improvement, allowing investors to make more informed decisions. While the equity multiplier is a useful tool, it does have its limitations. It doesn't take into account the quality or type of assets a company has, nor does it consider the cost of debt,